Epstein's ghost whispers. Orange Lucifer man knew about the girls all along. Emails scream and the swamp's still protecting him. Oh, honey, grab your popcorn and a stiff drink because the skeletons in Jeffrey Epstein's closet just clawed their way out. And they're pointing straight at the tangerine-tinted devil himself squatting in the White House. Yeah, I'm talking about those explosive emails dropped like a mic at a comedy roast by Democrats on the House Oversight Committee yesterday, November 12, 2025, to be exact. If you thought the Epstein saga was buried 6 feet under with that sleazy financier's suicide back in 2019, think again. These bad boys, yanked from Epstein's estate after a subpoena that the GOP tried to bury deeper than Jimmy Hoffa, paint a picture so damning it makes the devil blush. And at the center, our so-called president, the Orange Lucifer man who apparently spent hours at Epstein's creepy crib with one of his underage victims and knew about the girls, his words. Not mine, but Epstein's, straight from the grave via email. Let's break it down like I'm gutting a fish on live TV, because this ain't some polite dinner party chit-chat. First off, picture this. It's April 2011. Epstein's already a convicted pedo with a slimy trail longer than his guest list of billionaires and politicians. He's firing off an email to his sidekick in crime, Ghislaine Maxwell, you know, the one rotting in a 20-year cell for trafficking kids like they were candy bars. Epstein types. I want you to realize that that dog that hasn't barked is Trump. Victim's name redacted, but we'll circle back, spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned. Boom. There it is, folks, the Orange Lucifer man chilling for hours with a girl Epstein's pimping out. Not some quick handshake at a gala. Hours. Like, what do you even talk about for hours with a predator and his prey? The weather. Golf scores. Or maybe Epstein's favorite hobby, destroying young lives. Fast forward to 2019. Epstein's rotting in jail, about to face the music for his global child sex ring, and he drops another bomb to that hack author Michael Wolff, the guy who wrote Fire and Fury, and probably wishes he had a fire extinguisher for the backlash. Epstein writes, Victim Mar-a-Lago, some identifier. Trump said he asked me to resign, never a member ever. Of course he knew about the girls as he asked Ghislaine to stop. Of course he knew. As if it's the most obvious thing in the world, like saying the sky's blue or the Orange Lucifer man's spray tan is fake. He knew. Asked Maxwell to pump the brakes. But did Jack squat beyond maybe a polite cut it out while sipping champagne at Mar-a-Lago? And get this, Wolff's emailing back in 2015, right as the Orange Lucifer man is revving up his clown car campaign, warning Epstein that CNN's about to grill him on their bromance. Wolff's like, I think you should let him hang himself. If he says he hasn't been on the plane or to the house, then that gives you a valuable PR and political currency. Leverage, baby. Epstein's got dirt on the future prez, and he's trading it like stocks. Now, don't get it twisted, the White House's pet parrot, Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, squawked back faster than a MAGA rally chant. Democrats selectively leaked emails to the liberal media to create a fake narrative to smear President Trump. Oh, please, spare me the pearl clutching. They claim the victim is Virginia Giuffre, yeah, the brave soul who spilled the tea on Epstein and Maxwell but swore up and down the Orange Lucifer man never touched her. Republicans are crowing that Dems redacted her name while the estate didn't, like that's some gotcha. But here's the cold, hard spit. Giuffre or not, Epstein's words hang there like a noose. Hours with a victim, knowing about the girls. That's not a fake narrative, that's a felony flashing neon lights and the GOP. They counterdropped 20,000 pages of docs from the estate, probably hoping the sheer boredom of legalese would drown out the screams. Nice try. Boys, it's like throwing confetti at a hurricane. But let's zoom out, because this ain't just about one email chain. It's the rotten core of how the elite, the Luciferian Illuminati wannabes running this circus, protect their own, even when it means shielding child abusers. Epstein wasn't some lone wolf. He was the spider at the center of a web spun from Palm Beach mansions to private jets, snaring everyone from Bill Clinton. Yeah, he's in the mix too, but today we're roasting the orange one to Prince Andrew and God knows who else. Remember those flight logs. The orange Lucifer man's name pops up 7 times on the Lolita Express, that flying freak show Epstein used to shuttle victims around like luggage. He bragged in a 2002 New York Mag interview. "I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy. He's a lot of fun to be with." It is even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. Younger side. Code for barely legal or not at all, you orange buffoon. And the fallout. The orange Lucifer man loves to play the hero. "I kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago after he hit on a young girl there." Sure, Jan, but these emails, they shred that fairy tale. Epstein says the boot was just a polite resign or else, and even then, only after he knew about the girls. Knew and did nothing or worse, Partook. We're talking a system so corrupted it's like a bad mob movie where the Don gets a pass because he's got dirt on the cops. Democrats like Rep. Robert Garcia are howling for the full Epstein files, all 23,000 docs the estate coughed up, plus whatever the Dodge's hoarding under Attorney General Pam Bondi, Trump's Florida fixer. "The more Donald Trump tries to cover up the Epstein files, the more we uncover," Garcia thundered. Damn right. This drop timed perfectly with new Rep. Adelita Grijalva getting sworn in, handing Dems the 218th signature on a discharge petition to force a vote on releasing everything. Even some Republicans like Thomas Massie are on board bipartisan outrage, finally. But here's where I get real pissed, because this isn't ancient history. It's a live wire scorching America today. In a country led by Luciferian Illuminati types greedy, power-hungry ghouls in suits who worship at the altar of their own egos, they'll torch cities, bankrupt families, and sacrifice civilians on the pyre of their agendas before they touch one hair on a child abuser's head if he's in the club. The orange Lucifer man, he's the poster boy. His cult laps up the lies. Fake news, witch hunt! While victims, real girls, broken lives get silenced or smeared. Think about it. Epstein's empire was built on grooming, trafficking, rape kids as young as 14 auctioned off to the highest bidder. And the system, it winks. Prosecutors drag feet, flights vanish. Suicides happen in max security cells. Why? Because exposing one unravels the whole ball of yarn and suddenly senators, CEOs, and yes, presidents are in the hot seat. I mean, come on, the orange Lucifer man's whole shtick is drain the swamp, but he's the alligator with the biggest teeth. Remember his hush money payoffs. The Access Hollywood tape where he brags about grabbing him by the pussy. Pattern much. These emails aren't smears, they're receipts. And the MAGA zombies. They'll die on this hill, screaming deep state, while ignoring the blood on their idols' hands. It's pathetic. It's enraging. It's why we can't have nice things like a justice system that actually works for the little guy instead of the pedo parade. Zoom in on the victims for a sec, because screw the politics. This is human rot. That redacted name could be Jennifer, who fought like hell and died too young, or another ghost in the machine. Ours with the orange Lucifer man, imagine the terror, the grooming, the lifelong scars. Epstein didn't just abuse, he industrialized it, turning trauma into a billionaire's playground. And Maxwell, she's begging Trump for a pardon from her Texas hellhole, per whistleblowers. Cozy, right? The oversight committee's got 23,000 pages to sift, redacting survivor names to protect the innocent, something the White House couldn't be bothered with. More bombshells incoming, Dems say. Good, let 'em fly. Public reaction. X is a dumpster fire of memes and meltdowns. One user posted screenshots of the emails with the caption, "Trump said he would release the Epstein files until he realized he was in them. We are watching a cover-up in real time." Likes pouring in like rain. Another. Epstein, of course he knew about the girls. Trump, I barely knew the guy, sure, Donnie. Hashtags like #release the files and #Epstein cover-up are trending harder than a bad spray tan. Even Wolf's ducking questions dude, spill your Epstein Rolodex already, and the late-night comics. Oh, they're feasting. Imagine Colbert channeling Epstein. Donald, you spent hours with my victim. Was that before or after the Golden Showers tour? But let's not kid ourselves. This story's got legs longer than Epstein's rap sheet. It ties into the bigger rot. A government shutdown looming because the orange Lucifer man can't pass a budget without his tantrums, while kids' futures hang in the balance. Tariffs jacking up egg prices, wars raging unchecked, and here we are, debating if a prez knew about child rape. Pathetic. The Illuminati elite, those shadowy cabal clowns, don't give a damn about us plebs. They'll stand by their orange devil till the flames lick their Gucci loafers, all to keep the child abuse carousel spinning. Get rid of the problem's journalists, whistleblowers, anyone in the way so they can feast uninterrupted. It's biblical evil, wrapped in a red tie. Me, I'm done tiptoeing. As a comedian who's roasted bigger frauds than this tangerine tyrant, I'll say it plain. The orange Lucifer man is a walking, talking curse on this nation. He mocks the disabled, grabs the unwilling, and now we learn he hobnobbed with the king of creeps. Lock him up. Hell, in a just world, he'd be the one on the island, not jetting to it. But nah, the system's rigged for guys like him born on 3rd, steals home, calls it a grand slam. So what's next? Pressure's mounting for that discharge vote early December if the stars align. Dodge squirming, Bondi's stonewalling, but victims' voices. They're the thunder. We owe it to those girls, the ones who survived, the ones who didn't, to burn this down. Demand the files. Scream it from rooftops. Because if we let this slide, we're all complicit in the next Epstein. And now, listen up, because I'm dropping the mic for a heartbeat. This article, it's a gut punch to the soul of every decent human who's ever felt the system's boot on their neck. These emails aren't ink on paper, they're echoes of shattered innocence, cries from girls who trusted monsters in mansions and learned too late the price of power. We read about hours spent, knew about the girls, and it rips you open raw, unrelenting grief for lives stolen before they bloomed. For the mothers who'll never hold their daughters whole again, the survivors stitching scars in silence. It's fury, pure and fierce, at a man who perched on a golden throne while hell unfolded below, and a nation that let him. But damn it, it's hope too fierce, unyielding, because truth like this, it doesn't whisper, it roars. It demands we rise, not for revenge, but for redemption. For every child yet to be broken, feel it, fight it, or God help us, we'll deserve the devils we get. Santiago del Carmen Maria, Crowning Thoughts. Copyright 2025 Independent Writer, Crowning Thoughts Truth Speaker, AI Video Content Creator Writer Blogger Santiago DC. Maria. All rights reserved.